All right, we'll bring this meeting to order. First order of business is the land use ordinance, public hearing, a special town meeting.
So Joe, you guys are having on the 17th?
If that's what I said, yes.
I took a note 17th at 4:30,
I think that's it, I think that's right.
which is a Saturday afternoon.
Yep, that's right.
So, that leaves us, anytime from the 27th onward in the month to hold a special town meeting. The ordinance says 10 days after the hearing, so that would be the 10th day after the hearing. So the 27th is a night where we have a selectmen's meeting. We can have a day after that, but that would be a suggestion, is have it at 6 p.m. on the 27th. Special town meeting, and then from there go into our selectmen's meeting. How does that sound?
Sounds just ducky.
Won't be your
So,
issue.
on
Won't be your issue.
I move that we hold a special town meeting on the 27th at 6 p.m. to consider revision to the land use ordinance.
I second that.
In favor?
Yeah, that takes care of that one.
When you say the,
Public hearing is on the 17th at 4:30.
17th, okay.
The ad did go to the shopper's guide for the, public hearing. Don, Sharp sent that, and then I also noted it on the website and Facebook.
Okay, good. Now we gotta generate the warrant, and,
Yep.
We're trying 4:30 because we've tried 9 a.m., 10 a.m., we've tried other times. Let's do something totally different, see what happens. You know?
Yeah?
You might crack the egg.
Yeah, who knows?
That's right. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the CEO appointment.
we talked about this before, but, Don right now is, on a 90-day appointment. I suggest that we move it to an annual appointment.
I'll second that.
All right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
The,
Okay, the next thing.
I think, before we get off that, I think there's a day in the year that the appointments are supposed to be an annual day.
That was,
It doesn't matter what the term is of the appointment, it can be anywhere from a year to a permanent thing. But I think it's in July when the clerk has to certify that the person that you appointed is still working for the town. That's the different forms.
And,
and somewhere in there was,
And the one for plumbing is a different month than the one for code enforcement, just for what it's worth.
well, we did see, it was for plumbing was under, was it, not under the,
I'd have to dig up my notes.
Yeah. it was in a different location entirely.
Yeah, so, all right, but we'll take care of it. A 1-year appointment.
Okay, the next thing is General Assistance Opportunity Alliance status.
Nothing has changed yet. The, Cumberland County is, I just got an email from them today asking for information, which, that's a lot of data type of information, that would help them decide what the level of effort is, just to cover, they want to initially cover the 6 towns that have been cut loose. And so,
I got a call from Barry Jordan today, and he's interested in doing the job.
who's Barry Jordan?
He's a Sutton of Sedago, he does their assistant over there.
Okay.
Now, in that email, 'cause I don't know if it's the same one, but it had come through a couple days back, it mentioned, questioned interest in forming another general assistance group of the towns that were kind of booted out.
What's that now?
They questioned if there was interest in the towns in having almost like a county or,
Who did that come from?
I thought that was from the MMA. I thought it was part of that email that was questioning interest in forming their own general assistance group, kind of like Opportunity Alliance, but,
I haven't seen that. I've been receiving emails from, I think the guy's name is Geely, the one who heads up, Ben Thompson works for, but, I haven't seen another group.
I'll look through.
Okay.
Yeah, I see that email from Julia talking
It
about.
is, well, it's just, with the towns that, not necessarily, especially the ones that had been voted out, but, yeah, if there was interest there in forming another whole, almost like a general assistance co-op type, to share, resources and,
Okay, maybe you can forward that to
Yeah.
me. I'll look at it, see, so we've got several options in that we can look at. What was the guy's name?
Barry Jordan.
And then we've got, the current person said she might wanna do it. Once she sorted out what her new schedule was.
as an independent,
Right.
yeah.
But she's all trained though.
Mm-hmm.
She's all trained.
Right.
And that's a good thing.
So we have some options.
Luckily right now, I mean, it's a time of year when we don't get a lot of requests and stuff, so
Mm.
we have some time.
Okay.
Next thing is the cemeteries.
I put that on there for 2 reasons, just to kind of update on the mowing status, and then also, Dwight has been our go-to person, especially for the old cemeteries, in terms of helping with location of, plots and just information gathering in general. And so, as we know, Dwight's going to be leaving us, so we need somebody to fill that void, and I didn't know if, Jimmy, is that something that you would be interested in taking over?
Yeah,
You're gonna be the man?
I guess so.
Something I can do to haul it, and you may call.
Okay, yeah, might show me the ropes and then what you do, and
That old cemetery is kinda screwed up,
on the Westfall one?
Yeah.
I know.
but, you know, looking at, we got a map on the lower half of it here. There's nothing for the upper half, so you have to hunt all the time.
Yeah,
But the, Historical Society's got a lot of records too on
yeah,
it, so.
yeah, I think I've got some too. I've got a folder in here, a notebook of all the cemeteries.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's updating of the process a little bit where, certainly when new deeds are sold, when Debbie sells them, they they're given the cemetery rules, but people, sometimes aren't notifying us when they're burying. You know, it's, obviously, if it's a casket that requires, Gary Withy, they're supposed to use Gary Withy even for an urn, but I don't think that happens all the time. So I think there's people that are buried, I think there's urns that are being buried that we're not aware of.
That's one thing I found out when I first did it, started 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There was no records,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so when somebody would pass or be buried, I'd jot down their name on the old cemetery map,
Yeah,
and then I had 3 other maps made down in Staples and Wyndham.
oh, yeah,
So we kind of updated them a little, Mike.
yeah,
But at least we'll know, like, you know, just for an example, Gene Black, he was buried on his father's lot, and he didn't have no stone when I went looking to see what was going on.
Yeah.
There's stone up there now.
no, yeah.
Yeah, so it's easy to find, but there is places up there where there's people been buried, and there's no headstones or nothing,
Mm-hmm.
so.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're going to do that, and,
yeah.
all right, so the next thing is the
I
ARPA
think Chris
reporting.
wanted to,
I don't really have much, other than you put the ad out. I've got 2 applications in as of today, and I've had about another 3 or 4 that have reached out to me looking to apply.
Good, big one.
You might get a pick of a crop.
Okay.
How many looking on hiring?
Just one. If I can find the right applicant.
I think there should be 2. I mean, if something happens and
Well, and that might be something we can.
we always
Yeah.
had 2 people doing it.
so kind of job share the position.
Yeah, and if somebody gets hurt or something, and the person isn't stranded there, or
You had a radio on one of them, too.
really.
Yeah, he did for a while. Okay, the last thing here is the ARPA reporting. You just did a seminar on that today, right?
I did a webinar on, the changes and updating.
Big bad deal?
No, they've made some changes, and so we'll get going on it now and get it completed.
Good. Bob, you get anything more? Jimmy?
No.
Robin? No, Stevie?
Good. Yeah, I did get a invoice from Hartford Communications on the material purchases for the WMTW tower. So got one. I'm still waiting on John Marcuse from the engineering company. They have issued a letter. So the tensioning study is completed now. So we're just waiting to see what. We're looking to go with wireless communications, but they were exploring other companies as well as a contractor to actually complete the labor and the work. So there's like a little bit of a communication between Hartford and the contractor that needs to happen, so I don't have a complete quote for the job. But I do have Hartford's portion of it. So I can give that guys for you guys to review, and then obviously I'm gonna guess that's gonna be the ARPA money. That we, part of it at least, it's been allocated for the 7,000. And so before I change subject, do you have any questions about that one? Okay, so on to the next. We did move forward with a combination tool for extrications to make sure we have an extrication tool over on the west side of town that functions for, life-saving operations. So that is purchased and will end up going on to engine 4. So that replacement has been purchased. And we are working on getting some nozzles and fire extinguishers delivered from Fire Tech, so that we, again, are in better shape for more effective fire suppression going on. So keeping the department moving and updating and upgrading.
Good.
So,
What are they looking at price-wise for the exterior?
the extrication tool is $13,745.
I think that's cheaper than the last one.
It was, actually.
We bought a whole set last time, we bought cutters, spreaders, and a ram.
Yeah, we bought it, set.
28,000,
I think it's 28 or 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, we financed it, I think, over a 5-year period.
Yep.
Did it on payments and stuff, yeah.
And those are paid in.
Combination, that's not.
Now, these tools communicate with each other. So they use the same batteries, they use the same service, they use the same fluids, so everything is uniform across the board. So when we have to service our tools, they all get serviced all at once instead of doing it separate like we had to do at the West End with the separate power pack, the different brand of jaws, the different engine and different lines, yeah, different company and everything. So this kind of
Smart move.
makes the service a little bit more uniform.
Yeah.
And also then gives us extrication tools around the west side.
Yeah.
Chris?
Just working on roads, we, replaced the culvert up on Mountain Road that was coming up through the road. Today, we've been up there fixing that. The power boom is back up and running again. We went over and saw Terrace Road and Farm Road and Mountain and Decker. Try to get cleaned up from the ditchers up on Farm Road again, just for if they ever come out and pave it. Because mid-May is come and gone, and I've left 2 voicemails now with them, and I still haven't heard back from Dayton on when they're actually coming to pave, since their mid-May anticipation came and went. And then, that's about all I can think about off the top of my head. I feel like there was something else, but.
Dawn?
I'm all set.
Joe?
Yes, I've been in town government, for 27 years now, and I've watched the selectmen, watched the planning board, watched different parts of town government, and, I wanted to say, Dwight, that you have been a great part in, the select board growing and changing, and, it's sad to see you go. You were the first selectman who started coming to planning board meetings and communicating with the planning board, which was really great. It was a wonderful change. And another thing you did that was very brave, I thought, the selectmen have always had this pact that they will present a unified front and always be in agreement. And I think it was over one of the TIF or the solar farm was something where you voted against the other 2 selectmen. And I thought that was great to say, this can be done. And I just want to say, I'm sorry to see you go, and you've been a great selectman.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
You don't know your name?
Zach. I don't have anything.
Nothing? You don't want to stand up here first? Tom?
Yeah, couple things. I reached out to Margaret Cushing over at EMA. Chris met with her a couple weeks ago, did some surveys. She put me in touch with a couple people. I've got a meeting scheduled for Thursday with Mike Durkin, the county EMA director, basically giving me some EMA 101 over here, just to help me get my feet wet. Then after, she also put me in touch with a gentleman for radio. They're gonna set us up with a base radio here to be able to get set up for in case anything happens. Talking with Stevie and Steve, we're gonna get it set up down in East Baldwin. It's set up down there for that, so I just gotta take pictures and get set up there, and they're gonna set it up on their end, so it's gonna be no cost to us. They've got access to some fundage, and they're able to absorb the cost. because the last time they did something like that for us, a radio, was back in 2008. So they've got some fundage available, so they're able to take care of that. And I'll fill you in more as I know more.
Sounds good. Go ahead. Kathy,
Oh,
you had a rain out this weekend,
what's that?
so you had a rain out this
We
weekend.
did have a rain out, TBA, rain date, or next time we're gonna try. We just haven't decided yet exactly. But auxiliary will be at the town meeting for lunch and the bake sale and the raffle.
Mhm. Jimmy's gonna be the pie man.
Yeah, good, great.
Pies by Jim.
Done.
See it now.
Done.
He'll come to the planning board for a lighted sign up at Mount Pleasant.
Cool.
Well, that's all I got to add, so. So I call that a wrap.